Welcome back to I Confess with Travis. I'm your host, Travis Bartlett. Today is October 1st, which is also the first month of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I can tell you the story about how my aunt was diagnosed with breast cancer years and years ago. She got to where she lost her hair and teeth, and she had to wear false teeth for the rest of her life. And she got to where she lost her hair, so she had to wear wigs and hats out in public and at the dinner table. She was embarrassed because she didn't want anyone to see her with her baldness or anything. So I thought, we're going to respect that. But anyway, if you guys got any stories about breast cancer awareness, you guys are more than welcome to tell your story on this podcast. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking to Wayman Keller, who is known as a musician and his music. He is going to be talking to me about how his music and his life is going. So, here he is. Here's Wayman Keller on the phone. How you doing today?
I'm good.
So,
Thanks for asking. How about yourself?
Doing good. Can't complain. So, I hear you got a story you want to tell.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I've been singing since I was 7 years old. I'm actually in the process of trying to raise a fundraiser for me to be able to get my LLC and to start my business.
Ooh.
I have 860 songs. I previously released probably 20 of them and put them on YouTube. I have a few that's on Spotify and Amazon Music, iCloud, and I previously lost a few people in my life.
Wow. See,
been a little bit hard for me right now.
Yeah, that's a lot of songs.
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
See, I wouldn't.
Have you heard any?
I don't even think I have. I've been very busy making content myself.
Say that again?
I've been making content for myself and other people to watch.
Okay. And how's that going?
I don't know. I was expecting to get at least maybe a couple thousand views, but I only did it for 5 years. And right now, I've actually started doing a series, my own series called The Best of Travis. And it's actually on YouTube, and it's free, so you can watch it.
Okay.
And right now, I'm doing a podcast called I Confess with Travis.
Okay.
And I've been really busy, and right now, I've gotten to where, I just don't have time for anything. I mean, and I just, this is going to be my last thing, doing a show. After I'm done doing this podcast, that's it. I ain't doing anything else.
As long as you go for your passion, man.
Yeah. Well, see, I've been wanting to get put on TV since I was 20 years old. But now, I feel like I've been wasting my time for 12 years. And I just say, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to make my own YouTube show, And after that, I've been pretty much busy ever since.
Well, I would like to promote my music.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, I mean, my name's Wayman Keller, WaymanKeller. And I would just like anybody just to, listen to my music because I definitely have a message to send. And I try to reach as many people as I can. And like I said, I'm trying to start up my business and start this LLC and started a fundraiser just to be able to get enough money to be able to start for this Georgia licensing. And that's where I'm pretty much at right now.
See, I thought about starting my own business, but I just don't know where to start. And right now, I've been focusing on trying to find a house.
Wow.
And it's hard to get one.
Yeah, it is. It sure is. We got to look at credit and all that and your background history.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everything nowadays is getting expensive. I just basically found out apartments are getting expensive.
Yes, they are.
I didn't even know that.
They are. They sure are. it depends on where you're at and you know what area it is.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't live in Atlanta anymore. I'm living down in Macon.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, and I thought it was going to be a little cheaper here, but apparently it's everywhere is expensive. I mean,
They raised the rates.
yeah, they have. It's,
For sure.
yep. I mean, I'll just have to live, I mean, I'm just going to live in my parents' house. I mean, I hate to be this kind of like, you know, extra about it, but I just don't want to be this person say like, I'm just going to live here till my parents die. You know, I don't want to be that extra. And I don't want to jinx that, you know, like, and I mean, I heard trailers are actually cheap, but I hear that you have to pay a lot fee.
And I'm not familiar with trailers.
That's the only thing I was trying to find.
So how's your family doing?
Pretty good. I got me a little nephew 3 years ago.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm still trying to find me a date. No family yet of my own.
Okay, yeah, me neither. Me neither. I previously lost my son and my fiance 8 years ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I appreciate that. It it got harder each day that passed. But I remind myself that I have a direct line to God.
Right. See, had my dad recently passed away in 2016 to bone, lung, and liver cancer.
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah. And the only thing I don't even know. I was just down in Atlanta yesterday. I had to visit an old friend of mine I haven't seen in a while. But every once in a while I'll go down there and visit. And then when I'm actually down there, I'll go visit my grandmother in the grave. You know, give her like one of those fake flowers and just talk to her.
Yeah, I do the same thing. My grandfather's buried down in Forest Park.
My grandmother is in okay, do you know where the Kroger is on Elmwood?
Yep.
Okay, there's a memorial service just right down the road. That's where my grandmother is at.
Mine is on Jonesboro Road.
Oh, okay.
And, right there, right by the Home Depot.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Right in that area.
I've heard in Clayton County it's getting worse.
Really?
Well, see, when I was living in Elmwood, I think it was the house, that wooden brown house I used to live in. Basically, they built 2 schools behind the neighborhood I lived at. And they said Elmwood is getting worse. They built an East Clayton Elementary School there, a new one. Then they built a Morrow High School next to it, behind my old neighborhood.
Okay.
And my mom said that she heard stories they're already tearing up that school. So a lot of listeners right now that are actually listening, my friend Wayman Keller is promoting his music. If you want to listen to his songs, what is it be on? What is it going to be on?
YouTube, Amazon, iCloud, Spotify.
Oh, cool. All right. You heard it, folks. See, what I'm doing on this basically my YouTube is just random videos I've made. It's just random stupid comedy videos, random stuff. Alright, thank you so much for being on my podcast, and hope you have a great day.
You too.
Alright. So you heard it here, folks. Make sure you subscribe and follow Wayman Keller for his music on all his social medias. See, I've tried to do music, but I wouldn't know exactly how to do it. And see, I'm not really much of a singer. So if you was to hear me sing, I sound like, let's say, a dying cat who doesn't know how to actually sing the right notes. He is a really talented guy. I'm going to do something different on this podcast, Because I know on every single podcast, all you hear is people just talking about whatever. Well, today, Wayman Keller gave me permission to play one of his songs, and I thought, why don't you guys listen to his songs right now? So, enjoy Breakthrough by Wayman Keller.
La 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 la. La 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 la. It's Keller. Yeah, 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 yeah. Keller, yeah, yeah, yeah. Kella. For them people who really don't know me. I've been through a lot. Feeling like I've been through hard times. Like it all the time. I know I gotta look at my watch and check the time. I don't have no time for nonsense, yeah. I know I really make mine. When I see the goal, I go for it, yeah. I go for it, yeah. Ain't no stopping me. Ain't no stopping me. 'Cause I'ma break through. Something like you never seen before, yeah. I remember what I wanted and all the things I didn't have it. So I'ma break through. Oh, I'ma break through. This is my moment. I remember sometimes my parents used to tell me that son, don't grow too fast. I was looking at them like, I don't really wanna listen to that. But now that I got older, I had to live life. I had to be a soldier and I had to break through. We all had breakthroughs. So I'ma break through this moment, and I'ma take it like I own it. Something that I wanted. I'ma break through this moment. Yeah. I'ma break through. Break through this moment. You can hear me coming. I don't listen to the nonsense. I don't even like the opposite. So you can watch me break through this moment. This one moment. Moment.
Question of the day. What did you guys think of his song? Please write your comments down below on my community tab on my YouTube channel and tell me what you think. I'm going to go ahead and take a break and I'll go ahead and talk to you guys on my next call. How you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing good.
Alright, so basically the reason why I brought this up is because, everybody's talking about the newer versions of iCarly and stuff, and I thought this will be a good topic to talk about on my podcast.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, what did you think about the, reboots?
Well, when I thought about the reboot, I still got a lot of catching up to do. But when I thought about reboot is, it's amazing. But here's the thing. When I heard that the girl that played Sam,
Mm-hmm.
I I was like, oh my gosh, she left iCarly?
Well, I didn't know if you saw, but there was a one of the episodes on Paramount Plus, but I don't think it was actually an episode. It was one of those like stories, what they were talking about, the show and stuff like that. But it talked about like they even asked her that she is welcome back to come back at any time if she wants, but the only thing that Jeanette McCurdy is afraid of is that if she was to go back acting again, it's just going to bring back some bad memories. Because, Nickelodeon, I didn't know if you heard about Nickelodeon, they got some sexual allegations against them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because... And that's when she wrote a book called I'm Glad My Mom Died. I didn't read it, but I heard it on an audiobook, and it's really good. It talked about how she was basically abused by her mother and she was sexually assaulted by TV producers.
Oh, wow.
And that's why she doesn't want to be on the show anymore. Which, and I kind of understand, like, there are some things that might bring some bad memories, but I do get that. But, and I'm not trying to make this sound dumb, but it's just, I just don't think this iCarly is not the same without Sam,
I understand. Really, I really do understand and everything, but that was her choice, and
yeah,
I really understand that, man.
Yeah.
I
mean,
I heard that Josh Peck was in the I think he was in season 2.
Yeah, he was on the new reboot of iCarly.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I heard about that. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be good.
I really forgot
I haven't seen Josh Peck play in
different shows.
Yeah.
I really can't think of what his character name is, but I do know what you're talking about. I can't think of what his character name is. But I think he plays, like, Carly's manager, I think. I don't know. I might be wrong on this one. But, I don't know. The show just seems a little bit, well, I would say weird, but I just feel like there's just something that's just changed. Like, from the TV shows that we used to watch, like iCarly on Nickelodeon, it's like there's a lot that's changed from what the show we saw on Nickelodeon to now on Paramount Plus. It's like
exactly.
And
exactly, you're exactly right. Because I remember when I was like 16, 15, 14, I used to watch that show all the time.
I do too.
It had energy. It had, friends looking after each other.
Yeah.
It had, boyfriends, girlfriends.
Yeah.
Reasons why they're breaking up. Reasons why they want to get back together and everything.
Right.
Energetic. It was fun and everything. And, like, there was this one show that I watched. It was iCarly Victorious. It was amazing.
Oh, yes. I love that one.
Uh-huh. And that's why I said I think I might have an idea for that.
Yeah. Because, well, I'm not trying to make this sound stupid because, I have been trying to get put on TV since I was 20. Well, I'm actually now 32 now. But I have been trying to get on TV for 12 years, and I just went and gave up on it. But then I thought, well, what if I called Paramount Plus because everybody's, like, curious to see who Sacco is. And I thought, well, what if I played the character of Sacco, but then they might find someone who actually might play Sacco. But there's one person they haven't brought up. They haven't brought up Tebow. So I'm still trying to figure out what's happening.
Oh, yeah, Tebow.
Yeah, the one that ran the Groovy Smoothie.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
I liked him. I really did like him. And let's see here. There was other stuff that I noticed, like I want to go back to what we were talking about, how things were, like, different on the show, like, the pear products. That was the most iconic thing that everybody is addicted to. Like, I got the props, like, not from the TV shows, but I ordered this from, like, Etsy. I got the Paraphone and Parapad, but they're not, like, real. They're just made up, like, toys kind of thing.
Exactly.
But, and I've been telling my family, I said, I wish they were real, because I kept telling my family, I said, I want a Paraphone so badly. I said, I will give up all these electronics, computers, whatever. I said, I will trade it all in just for a Paraphone. I mean, I will do it in a heartbeat if they were real. But, I mean, I know that sounds stupid, but you know what I'm saying. But there's a lot of stuff I've noticed, like, you know, like on the show, they were saying pair tunes. Like, kind of like with our generation, with iTunes, is Apple, well, pairs is pair tunes and stuff. Well, I've noticed on the reboot, I don't know, I think the girl that plays Harper, I can't think of what her real name is. I don't know, I think yeah, that's her. And she said something about that. I don't know if she was singing a song or I don't know what it was, but she said something about iTunes, and I'm thinking, iTunes? And I'm thinking, like, when did they change pair tunes to iTunes? And then I don't know if you saw, but like remember like when Mrs. Benson was trying to get Freddie to go swimming with him, but you know, I think there was one of the episodes where Mrs. Benson went and bought Freddie like one of these little mankini briefs, you know, for him to wear to go swimming. I don't know if you remember that episode.
What was that episode? I forgot.
I have no idea, but it was the one where Carly and Sam, they were talking about, it was the one where they were talking about, let's say, like, whoever was right or whoever was wrong gets a tattoo, and then Freddie had to lie to his mother and said that he was looking, like, for some cloud burn kind of lotion or whatever, and...
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And then, anyway, Mrs. Benson talked about, she said, well, I went and stopped at Walmart, like mall, instead of Walmart. And then on the reboot, they made it seem like they had Walmart Plus. And I'm like, are they trying to bring everything to be real instead of like what they made up from the past?
Exactly.
And what got me the most is that, you know, there's this one thing I saw on the reboot. It's where Harper was working at Skybucks. You know, and I'm surprised they haven't changed it to say Starbucks. And I'm thinking like, okay, Skybucks. Okay, they're probably just changing names. Probably still going back to doing like the older stuff that they used to talk about. But I didn't know they changed, you know, Starbucks to Skybucks. And I'm thinking like, okay, it's weird.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not trying to make the show sound weird, but I just think it's just, I don't know. But I don't know, have you seen the last episode of season 3?
No, man. I gotta catch up on a lot of things, man.
Well.
Catch up on a lot of the episodes.
Well, if you do watch the end of season 3, it's gonna throw you off, but you might have to wait till next year till they do like a season 4.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, I don't want to spoil it or anything, but...
Yeah.
But it was the one where Carly, you know, they were trying to help Miss Benson get married, and all of a sudden, she talked about, she was like, Mom? And we never got to see her mom at the end of the episode, and I'm thinking, maybe next week they'll probably maybe show her mom, but there was not a next week episode, so I'm guessing they're probably going to do it on season 4 of next year.
Exactly.
That's going to throw people off.
With Mrs. Benson was Freddie was right about one thing.
Right. What?
He was right about one thing. He said, specifically in this show, which has happened ever out this world, I can't stay stuck as a little boy anymore.
Right.
This was in season 2.
Right.
This is what I saw. Specifically what I saw, and he was right about that.
Right.
Said,
And his mother
Mom,
babied
I can't
him.
stay stuck here as I'm a rent daddy. I'm like, what the heck is a rent daddy?
That's what I'm trying to figure that out. But you know, it's like
he's putting all this stuff together, and you know that made me, you know, I'm like, okay, so you rent it, so you know how much all this stuff costs, you know,
right.
to get an apartment, to get like a real house,
right.
You know, but his mother is still trying to hold on to him.
She's babying him.
I understand if this is still a show, but it's not, you know, real life.
Right.
Once you turn a certain age, then that's when you have to hit the road. And
right.
I understand that this is a show and everything, but still, Freddie's right about that, you know.
Yeah, because Mrs. Benson, she's been babying him from the day, like the first day when we first saw iCarly, to now when he is now an adult, and she's like still wanting to baby him. Like, I don't know if you know one of the episodes where, you know, that she had a chip inside of Freddie, and they were in Japan, and Freddie was like freaking out because he kept hearing noises coming from his head, and that's when they actually tracked him, because like she didn't want anyone to know that Freddie was chipped, but she only told Spencer. And I'm thinking, like, if she really, really wants her child not to do, you know, not to do anything bad, or, you know, like move out or something, I just feel like that's just still babying him. And you want to know something? I used to have a girlfriend I dated years and years ago, and her mother babied her a lot. And if I'm just still thinking she's still babying her till this day.
Wow.
Yeah, and I thought that too, and I'm thinking, like, why does this seem so familiar? Like, on iCarly, Freddie's being babied, and then it's like my girlfriend's also being babied. I don't know why, but I feel like something, like, I feel like we're in this whole iCarly world, even though we're not. But it really threw me off, because, like, I don't know if you remember IMs, like Yahoo Messenger IMs, or AOL IMs and stuff. Back then, her mother was basically IMing me one time and saying that she was afraid, let's say if Megan was to go off on her own, she was going to be afraid that something bad was going to happen to her. And I'm like, she's old enough to make up her own decisions. But that's basically what it makes it feel like on iCarly, you know, where Freddie is old enough to make up his own decisions, but his mother, on the other hand, is just afraid to lose him.
That was just like in the old, you know, the older iCarly.
Right.
And somehow when it was an episode where it was an episode where pets were involved in, and they had, you know, did this iCarly web show with pets and dogs and, you know,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And somehow his mother kept going and going and going until one time he snapped and he said, I'm moving out.
I remember that episode. And then he ended up, like, what is it, on the top of the building somewhere where the elevator was. Oh my God, that would have been horrifying just to have to listen to that noise. I mean, she was just trying her best to get him back to come home. And I think Freddie was just trying to let her know and say, like, you know, like, as you grow old, or get older is what I should say, it's time for you to leave the nest. It's, you know.
Exactly. And, like, here's the thing. Because when, you know, okay, like, when a mama bird, you know, she hatches all these eggs, right?
Yeah.
They hatch all these eggs. And I heard this one saying from Tyler Perry, I forgot what the name was, but he said once they start, you know, once they hatch, the mama drops them out the nest, and she catches them and puts them back in the nest, and then she tries it again until they get wings, and then they go.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Guidance, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I get that some parents are really too attached to their kids, but you know, it's just I get that some kids just don't want to be babied anymore. Just imagine being baby like in your 30s or in your 20s.
Exactly.
That would have been like the most embarrassing thing of all time. Like, I remember this one episode, I don't know if you noticed, it was the one where Freddie had pushed Carly out of the way because she was about to get hit by a taco truck.
I remember that.
And Carly and Freddie ended up kissing in bed, and then when his mother came back, Freddie, his mother grabbed his underwear and started hitting her with it, and I'm like, good Lord.
I'm like, dude, that's messed up.
Like, come on.
Oh my God. And not only that, my man, but they're still going on about this SETI or
Creddy.
Yeah, Creddy.
Yeah, because since Sam's not in the picture anymore, it's now Carly and Freddie now.
Yeah. You see, I like Nathan Kress because Nathan Kress, you know, as the characteristic Freddie.
Yeah.
Now, he has always had her back, you know.
Right.
Yeah, he always had her back, and you know something was wrong, you know, and everything, and you know, it was just amazing, you know. Carly had his, Freddie had hers, you know, and it was, you know, it's still, you know, going on around here.
There was this one episode, we were talking about like when they were going straight to Japan. They were still in Seattle. And it was the one where Freddie's mom comes in there and just said like, oh, well, something about your nightlight or something like that. And Freddie's like, Mom. And I remember this episode when they both first walked out of Carly's door. Freddie was like, what did Freddie, he said, like, what did he say? Put it in a suitcase or something? I can't remember. And I'm thinking like, it's like, first of all, the mother embarrassed the child about wanting a nightlight, and now the child wants a nightlight. Like, how old are you? Like, oh my God. I couldn't remember, like, I could tell you right now, like, I stopped being afraid of thunder and stopped sleeping with a nightlight when I was like 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
I did, and once I first saw that, I was like, there is no way Freddie would actually tell his mom to make sure they had nightlights or something like that. And I'm like, oh my God. At a teenage age.
That was confusing to me. Wow. Because if you do that to me, I'm going to say, what's wrong with your mama, man?
No, like, come on, man. Like, you are a grown-ass man. You need to learn to start sleeping in the dark like everybody else.
Exactly. Yeah, and Freddie's girlfriend, I think her name was Pearl.
Yes.
Yes, I don't know why they kept hating. They are just haters.
There was this one episode, what was it? It was Freddie's ex-wife or something like that, where it was where Carly and where Carly and his ex-wife were fighting, like they were gonna kill each other, but they were literally like best friends behind other people's backs, and I'm thinking like I don't see a fight. These people are acting like they're like best friends, like they know each other.
Right. Yeah, I understand that.
I cannot believe. I mean, it's a really crazy show, but the only thing I've noticed is that they did upgrade the iCarly studio, but it's not what it looked like from the older show. It has changed. It, like, you know, the car's not there. I mean, I've noticed some things like the traffic light is still there. What else? I know the car's not there. Yeah, the car's not there. What else?
Car, seat, chair.
Yeah, the seat and chair that Spencer made.
Yeah.
What else? There was some other thing I can't think of.
Talking Brawl.
Oh, yeah, George the Bra. That was my favorite character.
Turning Spencer into a baby. No,
that was good. What really got me the most is when Spencer was in, what was it, law school for 3 days and didn't tell his dad until like at the last episode. Like,
yeah, I forgot about that.
oh my god, it was so funny. Like, his dad, because like their dad was like Colonel Shay, whatever, and he told them and say, I put a lot of money by putting this guy in law school, and Spencer's like, ha ha ha, about that, and I'm like, oh shit, he is going to tell his dad he did not go to law school.
Oh god,
that would have killed me. I would have like, I wouldn't even know what to say after that.
Shoot. Yeah, that was funny, man.
But the only thing I've noticed is that Noah Monk, the one that plays Gibby, I can't seem to figure out what his story is and why he's not wanting to be on the show.
There's people just coming and going,
Yeah. But
if they want to follow their own dreams, or we can't stop them from doing what they do.
No.
And if somebody were to try to quit what we do, I would say, man, you can't quit. A lot of people love what you do.
Right.
You're gonna regret it for the rest of your life, man.
Right. But
that's your choice. I'm only giving you an option.
To come back,
like,
or
girl, if you want to leave, that's fine. I'm not gonna stop you from leaving.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, when Sam, Jeanette McCurdy that did play Sam, when she did Sam and Cat, she was complaining, like, in her book about, talking about how Ariana Grande can, miss, a couple days of, rehearsal and gets to go off and sing, but Jeanette McCurdy got to where she had to stay there and she couldn't do whatever she wanted, just like Ariana Grande. I mean, she got to where she was just like, I wouldn't say she was jealous, but I think she was just mad at her. And now everybody's talking about how Ariana Grande is basically like this whole, queen bitch, like she can just do and say whatever she wanted. They were talking about this on Victorious, where they said that everybody there was a couple people like Victoria Justice, the one that played Tori. She said her and Ariana, I think they said they got into it, but I'm not exactly sure the whole story about it. But everybody's saying it's all about Ariana Grande, because she acts like that she's this whole, like, person who rather be, like, wants attention, basically. And I didn't know about that, because I'm thinking, like, Ariana Grande, she might be just this nice person. Well, I don't know. But then, whenever they did the show Sam and Cat, that's when Jeanette McCurdy and Ariana Grande were, like, I wouldn't say they were fighting, they were just mad at each other, Well, anyway, thank you so much for actually being on my podcast. This was a really great episode. I think a lot of people are going to really love this one. Maybe next time, if we ever do a podcast again, maybe we can talk more about this, whatever, Alright, well, anyway, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Alright, bye.
Alright, bye.
Bye. This was a really interesting topic, because I didn't expect, the iCarly to go from Nickelodeon to Paramount Plus, even though it is a Nickelodeon show. But the show is amazing. It's the most iconic show of all times. I mean, even though we talked mostly about how Mrs. Benson treats Freddie, even though he's like a teenager, right now he's actually an adult now, but his mother still does not want him to leave the nest. I mean, I get that there are some families like that. I mean, I do remember telling you guys, because I actually had a girlfriend who was being baby till this day. And I'm thinking, it's crazy. Even though, it is a bit weird for an adult, let's say like me, for example. Let's say even though I'm already 32, and then let's just say, like, if my mom or my family starts babying me at this age, it's like I'm gonna probably know something up. Like, I would basically be one of those people who rather just be, like, on my own. Like, I don't think I mean, I think if you rather be babied is more like unless you're like a child who doesn't know how to, do things on their own. Or if you're, I mean, it's one thing if you're a baby, that's one thing. But if you're a child, let's say that's like 3, 5, or let's say 10 years old or 11 or 12 or whatever, some people are still going to baby to that age. I remember when I turned 13, I got to, stay at home by myself while my parents and my sister get to go off. I mean, even though I have a car, and let's say if I ever want to go out shopping or, whatever, at least I have something to do. I mean, I can cook for myself, I can do my own laundry. I mean, I can do, like, I can go shopping. I mean, I can do like what every normal person would do. I mean, I'm old enough to stay home by myself, and do like, responsible things without actually burning down the house. But, um, but the show is a really good show. I'm not gonna lie, but I hate that they're trying to figure out who Carly's mother is because they never really mention about her mom. And that's actually a really good question because, like, I thought this will be a very good opportunity to, figure out who Carly's mom is. If you guys want to be on my next week's episode, please text 478 901 4445. 478 901 4445. And you'll be talking directly to me. All right? Talk to you guys next week.